Hi Collective, welcome to the channel. I'm Crystal, Divine Psychic Medium, here delivering messages from the higher realms to whoever finds my platforms. Alright, so this is going to be part 2 to a reading that I just did with the Chubby Bunny, right? As I was talking about the energies, look at this, the sun. I was going to say the energies coming out the eclipse. Yep, with the Tower and the Chariot and Justice. Hell yes. To the High Priestess. What? And Temperance. Oh my gosh. And to the Lovers. It doesn't stop, baby. 10 of Pentacles, the Emperor, to the Ace of Pentacles, to the Star. The Queen of Cups, to the Empress, to the King of Cups. Oh my gosh. Why I just went that many cards in and I didn't stop like that is because this is what's going on. It ain't stopping, baby. This eclipse is bringing in everything. Okay, I'm going to explain all of this, but this is the entire story. This is the story that I've been getting over and over and over again. And what's so beautiful is that I have not done a reading with this. I've literally just been shuffling this deck, and there's been a lot of things that have been going on today. The reading that I did that I called part 1 was earlier. Like couple hours ago, and I was going to do part 2 right after, but I was taking a break and I went to get some ice. I went to go get a drink, and I was going to come right back and do part 2, but then I've been just distracted with things this afternoon that I haven't got to do part 2, and then even more things were coming at me to try to block me from doing this, and I've just been shuffling and trying to remain calm, right? And I had to cleanse my space. And I still intended on shuffling before showing you, but what I'm getting at is amongst all of everything that was going on, everything that was trying to deter me, to try to stop me from doing part 2. And what's interesting is I'm going to get into the duality of this deck that I'm using, the Tarot of Oppositions. It's about the duality and blending the light and the dark. And what I was talking about is it's like this is like part 2 and this blending, and amongst all of the things that have been trying to block and distract me, you know, I wasn't going to let that get me dark, right? And even upon doing this reading, like all the spell work, the black magic, the evil eye, all of that, is before I start any of my readings, I always ask for protection, guidance, call in my spiritual team, right? And I reverse and send back all the energy that comes my way, and I always send healing right away. Well, today I sent everything back to sender with the intent no longer sent my way, and intensified that because it's so much is coming at me. And I was like, and I waited and I paused and I took a drink and I was like, well, now send healing. Because before I was reversing send healing right away, but today I was like, hold, it needs to be known. And I even said, make it known to stop, right? Well, if you're one of my enemies, you've been sending any of this stuff my way. When the stuff hits you right back, you'll know that it was coming back, right? And I'm going to keep pushing. I'm still sending you healing as I always do, because I'm not going to let anybody turn me. Though my enemies, my haters, you need the most amount of love. So if you're doing things to affect me, or doing things to hurt me, you're doing things against my family, you're sending and projecting things my way, I send you love and light and healing. And you need to know that. Those are the ones that need the most amount of love and healing, right? As they do. Those are the ones that are being taken over by the enemy forces, and it's not their fault. Just like anybody can tell me a child, and there's demonic children, there's, you know, to me a child can never be a fault. Like it's healing that's needed. Like it's not their fault. It's not. They were brought up that way. It's not their fault that they grew in like it. They just don't. I will never give up on children, right? You know, and I'll always send healing out, you know, to anybody and everything, but there's something different about the innocence of a child. You need to know that. Okay. So with everything that was going on, even with this being, you know, the part 2, the entire storyline is still coming out. And if you've been watching my readings, I've been talking a lot about this story. This story is going to play out, whoever this is. Nothing is going to be able to stop this, just like how nothing is going to be able to stop destiny. What is meant to be. When you come to that vibration, the only thing that can ever truly block you is fear. And that is what they have been trying to do, blocking everything out, even blocking out our sun with the fake sun. And yes, I finally figured it out, you bitches. Not you, the people that are doing it. Because I sat there and I was thinking, if this is an artificial sun, it is not, if they're blocking out the real sun that gives us all that massive awakening, right? And light codes activated within us. It also clears us out of negativity, of parasites, of toxicity, of evil entities, of all sorts of things. It also protects us from getting sick. Just like they were doing when they were trying to get us to cover our fucking faces. Well, you know what? Now they took it into their own hands, and they took it a little bit too far. Because you know what's going to happen when oh my gosh. I don't want to project it that way, because we're not projecting it that way. Because I thought with all this going on, I can still go outside and I can feel that there's been an energy shift. I can literally feel that there's been an energy shift. Like, what is going on? Well, I know I went through massive accelerated awakenings, ascensions, right? Because I'm not scared. I wasn't scared of the sun. I remember staring at the sun right at sunset the day before the eclipse, right? And I remember thinking, this is going down. Like, I need to take a look at this. It's going to be a little while before I get to see this again, right? And it's just like I knew part of my psychic abilities and skills, right? I know things, right? I might be losing some of you with some of this, but I haven't talked a lot about this, right? I've been sharing a lot of it on my Facebook, so come over there if you want to know about what I've been talking about with the artificial sun, right? But yeah, I remember thinking that, the fake sun, the artificial sun, it's not going to have the same properties in it to allow things to get cleansed, right? So yes, lots of dirty parasites can grow and diseases and all sorts of things and plagues, guys, things like that, it's just, that's why you got to stay out in the sun. You got to get outdoors. You got to not isolate like they were wanting us to do. It's like they were wanting the virus to spread. And guess what? Coronavirus, they put everything out there because they have to. What's done in the dark has to come to light. It has to be told. It's like one of the spiritual laws, and everybody doesn't realize it's literally right in front of you. The crown chakra, Corona, like you can look it up, the link between, like, oh my God, it was a virus of the mind. It's to stop the accelerated expansion to higher levels of consciousness. Higher levels of consciousness is Christ consciousness, and that is the second coming. It's a massive collective awakening of Christ consciousness from within. And that is what they are trying to stop from doing. They were trying to block it out with the sun. And this duality of this card, so it's this deck I was guided to, right? Tarot of Oppositions today. I haven't really used this deck very much, right? And I pulled it out or whatever, and then I got guided to the Chubby Bunny, right? I pulled this out for Easter, guys, and I've had it on my desk, and I was explaining then how I had shuffled, and that's why it was so significant that I don't break this, and I go over this story because it is set in stone. I'm hearing it set in stone. This is going to play out. Just like I was explaining how this deck, the reading I just did, it was on my desk shortly after Easter. I didn't get to use it. And I was explaining how I had already shuffled it, and I started just to pull cards, and the first cards that came, I was like, wow, this is already a reading. And I started to record it, and I said I couldn't mess with this because it was already pre-shuffled, and it was like I just didn't have time with all the distractions that were going on. So I gave the reading with the cards already down. And I then pulled additional cards, and I was like, oh my gosh, look at the story and what I revealed about the two suns within this deck. I was like, I love it when the universe wows me. The universe is always talking and responding. It is consciousness. And when you learn to work with the universe, it works with you. And then you find the keys and the codes to the universe. That's why us psychics that are awakened to these things, right? Listen to us, all right? We are the 144,000 that are guiding you, okay? So if you came in alignment with me, you better believe that you are being guided right now, okay? I can cause accelerated awakenings and fast levels of expansion and all sorts of things within you just by you being in alignment with my content, the series of the voice you use, to the cards, to a lot of the things that I do have sacred geometry and codings and different things and get your chakra system online, okay? Know that. So this Chubby Bunny, you should go take a look at part 1, the reading that I did, but it was so beautiful, and it was like, now I know why it was there. And it was kind of like the same thing with this deck. I'm like, and it was funny because I was getting ready to go shopping. Things been a little bit hectic or whatever. My boyfriend was like, we need to get out of here. I'm like, no, I need to go do part 2 before we go, because I said I was going to, so I'm going to do it because I am not going to wait till later, right? So I haven't even uploaded yet because I want them to upload together. So that's why I'm saying, like, maybe you don't always watch readings together, but for some reason they're really, really guiding me to tell you to watch these readings together, watch 2 and go find the other one. I will tag them, and it should be popping up in the corner of the screen at the end of the reading for this one to the other one, okay? So there is a major tower moment. Look, and off with the crown. That's right. Oh my gosh. See, the hardest thing is our brains are so conditioned. We were learned and taught a certain way. You basically have to let go of that. And you have to know that everything that they have taught you is to fit in this matrix and to cause mass control. And you have to let it go. And that's why us out-of-the-box thinkers, as black sheep, things like that, we came here knowing that we were going to break the matrix. We're going to defy the system. We were going to get out of the little boxes. Literally the boxes, just like cell phones put you in a cell, put you in jail. It's like that, these boxes. And I know it's one of these things, right? But we are using the matrix against them. It's how I can reach you guys. I'm always light working every single time I go shopping, every single place that I go. I'm doing a reading. I am always working and light working, but I can reach more of you through the internet, through YouTube, through the platforms, right? That's why I was like, well, I'm always on Facebook just because it's what I know, and I'm in so many groups and things like that with the trusted sources where I receive messages and stuff, so I just share a lot of things. Like, I've thought about doing like a business account and things like that, but so many things in my everyday life, because I'm so in tune with the universe, a lot of these messages and things that I receive, I tie in with my kids. And I've given so many messages and things like that of, like that my children will give me messages and signs and synchronicities, and I love to use those. So a lot of times, like, they'll set me up, right? But when I go to do like my nightly readings and things like that, I take into account things that happen throughout the day. So it's more fun. So definitely, like, I link my socials, the confirmation by phone. I link my socials down below, where you can definitely come over and follow me and get more messages and things like that. And I just linked all of them, and I'm going to get into using all of them more and stuff like that. So if you want more fun tidbits, messages, signs, synchronicities, because I'm going to put more of like my psychic messages and channeled stuff through my other platforms, Instagram, TikTok, things like that. I'm going to get into finding a way, because there's so much that I receive. It's so hard for me to find everything to fit it into like one upload, right? It's just like I had to get away from doing collective readings for certain signs because so much stuff comes in, and I know they made me this way for a reason, but I really have to work on grounding myself. All right. So anyway, that's down in the description box below. Hold on, I'm getting distracted. All right, so down in the description box below, you can find that stuff. All right, so let's get back into this. Now I'm going to get into the reading, right, with the Tarot of the Oppositions, right? So there's definitely a duality here, and this is where you're really blending these things. This is what it takes to get to Christ consciousness, right? And raise the level of frequency within your mind. You have to find love and compassion. And even when you're finding out these things, that you've been lied to, that you've been controlled, right? That they're always putting you in a box, right? If you're not on a cell phone, what are you doing? You're watching a TV, or you're watching a computer or an iPad, and it's like, look at what happens anytime you go to a doctor's office or whatever. It's like you go to urgent care now and you have to grab a tablet and put in all of your stuff digitally, you know? And it's like now you can be walking down the street and they're giving out those free tablets and the free phones, right? And then I was thinking about today, like, I've been finally figuring out what they're spraying all in the air and everything in the chemtrails is that I got this download that there are pieces of metals that they were finding in the baby foods and things like that, because it's not because they were trying to poison, they were trying to implant. Because putting that stuff in the foods and eating it and things like that, it's putting it in your body, which allows you to connect with these devices more, right? And the pieces can all come together like in the movie, like the nanobots. But I'm not going to get too much into that. But I'm just saying the stuff that's getting sprayed in the sky, right? It's got pieces of metal in it, right? So it's getting into our environment. It's like they're sprinkling. Yeah, I was looking at this thing too that my daughter showed me. She leaves a little sparkle wherever she goes. It's a little thing of glitter. So they were showing me that around the time that they were, and I just put that together. They were trying to show me when I was figuring out what they're doing with the metals, right? That they're putting it out in the atmosphere everywhere, because it's creating like a very, very magnetic. It has to do with connecting it with the antennas, satellites, things like that, electronics. It's to push this, but it's to control. It's all for control and electronics. So anyways, you got to disconnect, guys, from the electronics when you can. Be careful. You can see how the stuff pulls you in the social media platforms and all of that, but it's like they can do mind control, hypnosis, certain things through frequencies. Just imagine these mass events and things too, like the things that they put through the outlets that they know a lot of people watch, like the news and sports and in certain entertainment industries, certain frequency of the music, and just there's so much subliminal messaging and so many things that they're doing of mind control and manipulation and control. So you need to be careful of that stuff, right? But now they're manipulating our own sun. Oh my gosh. All right. But I'm going to get into this reading, like I said, right? So the duality, okay, the sun is here. The chariot is here, which is causing major movement, right? So there's definitely major movement. And this eclipse was bringing in justice. This is when Earth was set to reset. 123, 123 was the final day of 2023. If you look at numerology, 123, 123, this is about the reset. The Earth was always meant to reset, right? And those of us that are rising to our positions of power at this time, we hold the codes. We have the blueprints within us from the very, very beginning, and we're a part of the reset, right? All right, so High Priestess is here. So you could be getting the intuitive downloads of this, getting the remembrance, getting the downloads, the messages, the confirmations. I know I've been going through a lot of ear ringing, right? That's just when you're reaching higher levels of consciousness. That's happening. So know that's a very, very good sign to have that happen, right? A lot of times you may notice that it happens when you went through something, some sort of major download realization. A lot of times it'll happen after a realization or a download hits, or a letting go, or releasing, or maybe just finally you got to find some peace and quiet because you don't believe how much the electronic devices keep you in that perpetual state of chaos. And that's a way too. Or if you've been processing or eating too many foods or too many dyes and things like that, it could be affecting you from being able to calm down. All right, so High Priestess is here, so definitely this is higher levels of consciousness, the secrets, listening to your intuition, your higher self, and it's finding that balance too. They're showing me temperance. Okay, I feel like they want me to back up now. All right, and go back to the story. So this is what I was so intrigued about. Okay, which way did we start? Well, we started, that's right, it went like this. It was the sun and justice, and this is the universe coming in to bring a balance of all the corruption, and that's why we're doing this reset. That's why it was always meant to reset. It's like it was all part of the plan, because this is where the major shift is happening. You don't understand that, because it's like there has to be a foundation because of the polarity. It's like all of this darkness needed to be the bottom foundation. It needed to be transmuted. It's like you wouldn't have light without dark. It's like you wouldn't have a victory without, like, you know, a battle or whatever, you know, like there needed to be a platform. It's like we had to experience things. It's kind of like, I don't know if it was meant to be that way, right? To build it back stronger and better. It's like, you know, like when you're starting, it has to be, because this universe is just so, like, it's just so beautiful and so intricate. Like, it's so intelligent that it's like it always knew it was part of the plan. It's ever evolving. Like it can't even be fathomed how smart and sophisticated it is beyond our level. Like, it's just, that's something that I've always been drawn to. Like, I've always went to look for what is not being told and shown to us. And like, I've always been, yeah, this is being told, but let me look at the actions now. Like, that's how you can find people's true intentions. Don't listen to what they're telling you. Look at their actions, right? That's why it's like, if I do like watch the news or find out what's going on, like with this upcoming eclipse, like I wasn't listening to any of the things that they were saying, but I was looking at what I was seeing going on. I was looking at all of the extra steps and precautions that they were taking and how things were being strategically organized and the state of emergencies, the deploying, you know, and there was a lot. And when they were telling you to all of you do this, and I'm like, well, you know, like I told everyone, like, you should be careful if you're in the path of totality, getting, you know, those mass people together. I'm like, I know they're going to be up in the sky spraying things, and, you know, just, I told everybody they're wanting you to wear the glasses, just like the mask. You know, they're wanting you to block out and not really see what's going on. You know, I was more worried that they were going to be putting agents in the glass because they are just always looking for opportunities and ways to do things for control purposes. But you have to be very, very careful, right? So anyway, they're not stopping this accelerated ascension. They're just delaying it. Okay, they're delaying it. You got to not give into the fear frequency. So even if you do come over into my platform, you see the different things that I'm showing, right? And you know, I know you can get angry when you start to have these things revealed to you, right? But you need to know that the universe was already on top of this. You cannot stop. The light has already won. It's just the darkness is delaying. It's like they're putting up the final fight at all costs. Right? But it's firming the foundation is all it's doing. All right? So balance is definitely coming in. Let's get back into this. So following justice in the sun, the chariot, the tower, we have the high priestess. There's definitely higher levels. Then we have the king of cups energy, this very beautiful energy of love. I feel a lot of you, or you could be dealing with somebody that's definitely coming out of this energy of being emotionally detached, right? Of having all of these emotions that they actually have made a lot of you, or people that you're connecting with, like not knowing how to handle love or being scared of it because you're feeling vulnerable, you're fully not accepting it, you're fully not trusting. It's like it's easier sometimes to be mad and angry than to be sad and hurt. That's the vibration that I'm getting. So for a lot of you, it's like this balance needed to happen, this wounding, a lot of heart chakra. That was the major thing, is there's been a lot of healing that has been going on to open this up, to allow these beautiful connections to come together, right? And look, now we've got the king and the queen of cups right here. So I was like, oh my gosh, that's the highest love, spiritual connections. And the empress is between it. So this is so beautiful because that empress is an abundant new beginning. It's the birth of something new. It's the creation. And look at the most beautiful thing, like creating a child. Like, look at how amazing that is and how our bodies just, know what to do in creating that. And birth is a portal, right? And you go within. It is how you really go. All right, I don't know how metaphysical I'm going to go with this, but if you're not, some of you could literally be birthing a child. If it's not a child, it's something creative, but it's this new, abundant beginning that's definitely emerging here between these spiritual connections, right? There's so much healing that is going on with the star, wish fulfillment. When the star comes after a very challenging time, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles, this abundant, this is heavenly sent, seeing the foundation down here. And that's what I mean with the duality, and all this darkness is on the bottom of the cards if you look at the duality, see? And that's what I mean. This is just hitting me just so much, like, oh my gosh, yes, right? And just like it's so beautiful with the sun here and the two moons. Like, I just felt this deck was just perfect at this time. See, and then the Fool, here's definitely, this is the new beginning, but you have to let go of fear, right? That's the only way you're going to have this abundant new beginning in the light, is not fearing the dark, using that dark, embracing that dark. And then look, the Emperor. That's why I said, oh my gosh, the Emperor, the Empress, the King of Cups, the Queen of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, the Star, the Fool, all these major arcanas are definitely, the universe is course correcting. That's how powerful this is. I'm not even done, right? 10 of Pentacles is legacy, abundance. This is having like so much stability and success, and it's with the Lovers. What? Another major arcana followed by Temperance. Another major. That's what I mean. There are just so many majors and high court cards and beautiful cards, like the Sun and the Star. Oh my gosh. And that's what I mean. Like, look, let me just pull the majors for you and show you, because we've got the Fool, the Sun, the Star, Justice, the Empress, the Emperor, High Priestess, Temperance, the Lovers, the Chariot, and the Tower. Look at all of these majors. That's why I was like, are you kidding me? And I don't put my cards in order. I just shuffle them and put them away. I do not put them in order. This many majors. was all right there. That's what I mean. There is no way that this can be stopped. No way. Those were the only other cards from that section that I told you. And I did not place them that way. I did not. And like you might, I don't even know. I think I shuffled a few times maybe before, but I remember I was going to shuffle it more, and then they had me split it, look at it, and run with it. And I did. It's just crazy. Like, oh my gosh. Like, it's just, And you know what? I'm not in this point making people believe me. Believe me or not, I don't care. I'm just saying, like, this is so exciting for me because I know that the universe has got this. And I've had a little bit of doubt, right? Like, I've been going out taking pictures and I've been thinking, I'm like, well, I know not to have fear, but I know that there's darkness that is going on. And I even said, what is it trying to do? You know, are they trying to block out the rapture? Because, you know, that's like the saving, right? Are they trying to stop that? Because, you know, if everybody doesn't realize that our real sun was darkened and it's an artificial sun, and the 3 days of the darkness and the 3 nights of the darkness already happened or whatever, like, So I've been trying to figure that out, but I just got the answer. This is the rebirth. It's the reset. You know, just like with the very, very dark ending. That's what I mean with whatever happens, whenever there's an ending and whenever something, like the light still shines bright. There's a rebirth. There is a new beginning. You just need to trust that the universe, like, you cannot stop this. I just showed you all those beautiful cards. How beautiful this reset is. It's like it doesn't matter. The awakening is going to happen whether they block out this, well, they are, but whether you believe it or not, even blocking out the sun is not going to steal all the souls here. It's not going to happen. And enough of us. I said only 144,000. That's all it takes. Only 144,000 light workers, chosen ones, are holding the frequency for this reset. And guess what? They did. And this reset's happening. So the darkness has lost. It is falling. And you're going to see just that. All right. Love and light to all of you. That's the reading that I had. Definitely watch whatever you feel guided to. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. That way you can catch my readings in real time too, which is more fun. So you definitely can connect with me to know what is going on, because I'm always talking about what's going on. So, but they're timeless too. You know, Source uses my content for hundreds of ways, but I do know that they protect me too. So if you do come in alignment with this, right, you're probably a chosen one. Light worker, earth angel, starseed, 144,000, baby. If you're not one of my enemies, because I've always projected healing, and part of that healing is for them to watch my content as well. So, yep, I got you. Love and light to all of you. Bye.